Welcome back to the Tier A. Now coming in, Cash.
He got out of it. Oh, he missed this. He missed the switch kick. What is this? Oh, the ATM. Is it going to be enough? What do you think of this, Donnie? Pretty crazy, huh? Oh, man. Oh, an underhook. Oh, reverse DDT. Oh, what's it going?
Oh! Did you see that stick fly up in the air?
Wait a minute, Cash came back with a drop kick.
Oh, that was great.
What's he doing? Oh, catapult! And a catapult by Cash. I believe in this. Oh, and the DDT.
Wins the money in the bank. He gets a title shot at WrestleMania. Oh, ATM! Tight. And slams him with the... Oh, fist fight, Donnie. You hear those smacks?
Oh, they're beating the crap out of him now.
See, I knew Cash was just playing possum. The old scallywag.
Terran Blanco's back up.
You've messed up my career for long enough.
Oh, he's telling him something.
When I started, I was tiny. You were bigger. Now I'm the same size.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TWA. I'm your host, Al Franken. Nobody's going to get that except for the people in our inner circle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Diaries. This is the podcast show for the average Joe, where we find out people, like what people from regular society struggle with, and cute little things like that. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a host of other platforms that have podcast platforms that you can go on and listen to our content, follow us, share things, give us some love. Also, the video content is on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, the little dinger, and you get the updates when we release, which is once a week. We release the audio on Tuesday, video on Wednesday. I'm your host, Mitchell Roulaine. I didn't already say that. And for the first time ever, we have... I don't know if people have listened to me talk about the backyard wrestling like little club that me and Matt, the producer, was a part of. So we have like this circle of friends, this close-knit brotherhood of friends. And today is the first time I've had one of them, minus Matt, who's behind the scenes, on the show itself. And it's Mr. Robert Roy, who also, just for the sake of drama, is also the younger brother of Matt behind the camera. So how about that? Isn't that just this small
bigger, younger
world?
brother?
What up, Rob's Pines is cute.
That's
an
old one.
What's up, dude?
What's up? Good to be here.
It's good to be here. Robert is fresh from Michigan. I don't know what city do you live out? Up in
It's
Michigan?
just small hole in the wall kind of city.
Small on the whole wall.
Farming land, Melvin,
Michigan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
If your aunt and uncle watch this, they'll be like, "Oh, that's not correct."
Well,
So, dude, you excited about being on the show? You nervous? You drunk?
no, not quite there yet.
Keep
Good.
drinking, then you poop. I'm so glad you could be on the show, man. It's really great. I tried to get some of the other boys on. They just haven't had an opportunity to do so yet.
Well, they need to get off their asses.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Yeah, and hang out
Also,
at least.
You're watching. I'm leaving soon.
Yeah, he's leaving soon, you buttholes. So tell everybody, you're living in Michigan right now, in Melvin, you said, and you're visiting here. Like, what's the point of the visit? How long you staying? And when are you going back?
Basically, it's mostly I'm here for a vehicle, but also I haven't been here in like 5 years. So I figured while I'm not employed, I might as well take advantage of that and just stay 3 weeks. Normally, I'd only do vacation for 1 week. So 3 weeks is not enough time for anything, though.
It's
So,
really not.
especially when nobody gets back with you. Hey, I'm in town.
Dude, you know, I've always told your brother here, one day when I'm just completely just financially free, where I have none of these general burdens like bills, food, gas, all that stuff, I'm literally going to take vacations where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Tahiti or, you know, Venice or Hawaii or Australia or whatever. And then somebody's going to be like, oh yeah, how long are you going out there for? And I go, I don't know. I'm just going to go out there until I get tired and then I'll come home. Maybe. Like, do you know how sweet that would be? Like like you're going on vacation, you're telling somebody you're going on vacation and they ask you how long. And you go, I don't know. I guess whenever I get tired.
I feel like it.
I mean, that's badass. Just to say that. Like, you'd have to be a major league badass to be able to do that. So that's what my goals are. You excited about going back to Michigan?
No.
Why not, man?
I mean, I'm going to miss my whole goal for the next year. I want to get back down here and move. Because there's enough besides my daughter. Okay. That's about the only thing that would keep me back up there.
Right.
And
You
I've got family up there, and sorry if anybody's watching, but I don't see any of them that much.
Yeah, I've been are y'all doing? It's all right. Matt's gonna bleep this. You don't have to do that. Matt bleeps it. Matt bleeps it.
All right.
What are y'all doing? This fool, he's your family. Take him out for burgers and beer and cocaine or something.
And I don't want this to be a platform to vent or complain about any of that.
It can be a platform for what you're gonna do, except for
I've been, since the coronavirus pandemic happened, I was stuck in my trailer for like 6 to 7 months waiting for unemployment to kick in. And on top of that, I wasn't sure what was happening work-wise. I was just waiting to see, okay, what's happening. I just gathered as much food as possible to wait. No, seriously, I lived on ramen and Chunky's soup.
I was just about to ask you, what were you eating, dude? That's crazy.
Not healthy, but
Jesus
what I needed.
Christ. What about drink? What'd you drink? You just
Water.
drank water out of the faucet?
No, that's
Not if you're in.
didn't trust.
What is it? Is it Flint?
It's Flint.
Flint has like toxic water.
Well,
it's like green and radioactive or something like
my
that.
area, Romeo, was where I was at the time, Romeo, Michigan.
Mhm.
Their water's not much better. It's starting to get into the same situation.
What's the deal with that? Why is the water so jacked up? Like, what's the deal?
Leadership.
Oh, yeah?
Terrible leadership.
Didn't Elon Musk, wasn't he like up there?
He went down there.
Trying to fix some
I think he did it for don't quote me. You have to look that up. But I think he came in there to get their schools set up for like filtered water. I don't know the details of it, but
where was this at though? What city? Flint.
It was in Flint.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a pretty cool guy. He's like the coolest billionaire.
I want a Tesla.
I don't know. I want a Tesla too. Not the truck though. The truck looks weird. I get a car. Get one of those like cars. Those electric cars.
I'm hoping this SUV is the last gas powered car I get. Because I want to go electric. Because one, it's cheaper. For
Way
two,
cheaper.
it's better for the environment. For three, I just like how it looks.
Yeah. I drive that Prius hybrid out there. That's one of my cars. All my guy friends are like, you pussy. You driving a Prius. Pussy. Anyways, I went somewhere once. It was in a bank, right? And there's a security guard out there. And I don't know how he's like this old cat. And he's just like chatting with me about cars or something. Yeah, that's what it was. Talking about cars or something. And he asked me what I was driving. I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I got 2 cars, but right now I'm driving a Prius. And he goes, oh, yeah? A Prius, huh? Well, that's a liberal's car. You a liberal?
Goddamn Nazi communist.
And then I go, well, sir, I don't know you. That's really like, why would it doesn't, like, if I was, who cares? It's none of your business, right? Like, he was like, well, you must be a liberal then. That's why you want to tell me. And I was like, I literally just met this guy. He's a security guard at a bank. And then I was like, yeah, that's pretty weird. That's a weird question to ask somebody, dude. That's what I said to him. And then he goes, yeah, well, I mean, I was just saying, you must be a liberal because you drive, that's the car that liberals drive. And then I go, or smart people, because I save, like, at the time I was driving all the time and I averaged it out. I was saving close to almost $200 a month in gas, bro. This bitch gets like, I was getting like 67-ish per gallon. Yeah. And so like I told him, I was like, or smart people drive it because I'm saving like almost $200 in gas. And he was like, okay, well, either way, that's just a liberal's car. And then I was like, I walked out of there. And before I walked out, I'm opening the door. And then I look back. I go, you know what? You're a really weird person. You know that? Anybody ever told you that? You're a really weird guy.
Weird mindset.
See you later, weird guy.
Right.
I said that. And like all these people in the bank were like looking over at him and he just was like, oh, what a dumbass.
Another redneck has to have his 2 cents.
Yeah, he's just, you know, people are here in Alabama. No, I mean, not everybody, but you know, it's a weird stigma that we have here. Bunch of redneck, we're just all having sex with our cousins. It's fun times. You guys got rednecks up in Michigan. When I went up there, I remember seeing trucks.
We
with people
have
with
redneck wannabes. They think it's cool to be a redneck. That's what we have in Michigan. They're not authentic.
What do you mean authentic? Like
they just do it because they think it's cool. They're not actually from the South.
They got the boots on. They tuck their jeans into their boots and they wear the hat with a fish hook in it and the tear on it.
They literally just do it because they think it's cool.
You know, Ivy started doing that. Last time I saw him at a party, he's wearing a hat and a fish hook on there. I was like, oh, look at you, you little redneck. You little fish hook in your hat. Redneck. I'm just kidding, Ivy. I love you, skinny.
Ow.
So, why would you said earlier you don't care much for Michigan besides the fact that you have family up there? What
a string of bad lucks, and I got divorced up there, and since then, just my opinion of anybody will tell me different, but I feel like it's just been nothing but bad luck since then.
Yeah, bad aura,
bad juju, bad
juju,
omen left and right.
Well, what do you think? Why do you think Bama would be better? Because we got more freedom down here.
It is true. It is true
we got
that
more freedoms. We ain't locked down. Ain't nobody wearing a mask down here. Everybody's sick and dying.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Yeah, it is true that happiness isn't the location you're in. It's supposed to be like an inward type of thing.
Yeah,
but I feel like I'll be surrounded by more people that are like-minded. Not as far as the rednecks surrounding us, but everybody that I already know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with you, man.
I have people up there, but I've been up there for a year, basically stranded wherever I lived, and nothing. No peep from nobody except for who I lived with.
Yeah.
Nobody. So down here, I feel like again, it's not, the people around you shouldn't make you happy either, but I just feel like I'll have better opportunity down here, better mental, less mental anguish, maybe. I don't know until I get down here. And I don't know, I just feel like I'd have more people to hang out with instead of just being in my room all day staring at the walls waiting for the next event to happen in the world.
I got you. It makes a lot of sense. Also, it's this is my opinion based on it, but I feel like it's really not an opinion. Like hypothetically speaking, when or if the world goes to pot, zombie apocalypse or the world's ending, the last places that are going to go are going to be places like the Dirty South, where there is rednecks and everybody's hunting and
they're
shooting
all loaded
guns
down
through the roof. Texas and Alabama, places like that are going to be the last places to go. Man, I've traveled all around the country, like back when I was still working at the doctor's office. I've been to LA, and I've been to Chicago, and I've been to Phoenix, and I've been to, well, Phoenix not so much. It's mostly like the big cities like up north. And then they're so crowded and everybody's just crammed in there.
They put too much trust in their leadership.
Right. And so once it starts hitting the fan, like those places are going to be the first places to go. If you ever watch like zombie apocalypse movies, who's left? It's the Southerners. And this isn't a pro-Southern thing because I'm absolutely the furthest thing from a Southerner or country boy or any of that bull. But I'm just saying, like, there's so much more space. There is more freedom in generalities here, right, in general. And so, like I'm saying, like the zombie apocalypse, this is the place you want to be at. You don't want to be in New York City because you're dead.
No cities. You don't want to be in a city, period.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of those states that are very, very city oriented, like California's are like that, man. Everybody's just piled into these towns and cities, and it's crazy. Like LA's like a scene out of like some, like, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead right now. There's a bunch of homeless people walking around in the streets.
Let's say there was a zombie apocalypse type of scenario, or just an apocalypse type of scenario, whatever. I feel like I'm a little more prepared than most.
I saw your kit. I saw your kit the other day, man.
The past year, not to go into details because I don't want to touch that territory too much, but I had a little bit of illegal issue. We'll just leave it at that. They took my stuff. I had a bag full of survival gear and whatnot. I spent the past year starting from scratch with it, because I'd have, the backpack, I'd have the stuff in it, first aid, that kind of stuff, hunting knives for skinning, things like that, rations. I'm not gonna go with too much detail. I need people to know what I'm carrying.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't ever need that for like an apocalypse type scenario, you do really well as a serial killer.
Right.
What do you think, Matt?
So that's the first thing people think of when they see my bag. Oh, you going?
What do you think about your brother?
You
being
ready
a
to
serial
disappear?
Killer? Would you still support your brother if he was a professional serial killer?
Yeah, Charles Manson.
Oh man, remember
there was this lady on Facebook. You made a comment about one of my pictures, and
Wait, hold that thought.
Yeah.
What he's talking about, real quick, Matt. And I know you don't know because you don't have Facebook, but all of his pictures. One day, I got on there and went to every single one of his pictures and said, "Charles Manson, Charles Manson, Charles Manson. Hey Charles, hey Charlie, hey Charles Manson."
in a hat.
And it just like it was trolling him. And then from there, tell the story.
There's this crazy lady that said, "Oh, he must be a Satanist," or something like that. One of Mom's friends, or whatever she is to Mom.
Yeah.
Just because you made the comment, Charles Manson, and then it was some kind of paraphrase as best I can. Is this a satanic thing or something? No, it's just my face. Sorry, I'm ugly. Shit.
Charles wasn't that bad looking when he was a young man, but
He got a lot of women in prison, if you didn't know that.
he did. This guy was running tail like Hugh Hefner, man. He was getting chicks. He was killing chicks. He was doing everything with chicks. That was really funny. So Jamie, which is their mom, Jamie's friend, you're right. It is about Satan. Satan's got him by the balls, Mom's friend. He's got him by the balls. I'm probably gonna get so much flack for this episode because of all this smack talk that's going on right now. All my conservative friends are gonna be like, "Hey, Mitchell, I really love what you're doing. Wrestling Diaries. What are people wrestling? What are they struggling with? It's poetic." But you guys were talking about a lot of things that were, it wasn't very church-like.
Whatever.
Whatever, man. So let's go into a little bit of a history lesson. Obviously, you are Matt, the tech guy, the wonderful Wizard of Oz behind the camera that works all the cool tech stuff here at the Wrestling Diaries. You're his
younger brother.
Little big brother. His younger big brother. Tell us about, let's go into how we all met. And let's just start talking.
I remember the day we met.
Let's hear about it.
I think you were there. Thomas was there.
Yeah, because we were recruiting you for our backyard wrestling club.
Building's not there anymore, obviously, but he just told me to come hang out. Y'all were skating over here somewhere, and I come over and make a fool of myself, basically. Just here, give it a try. Skating. I don't skate. I don't have balance for.
Yeah.
I got glass ankles, in fact. I just flopped down immediately.
Yeah, and I think we probably all laughed.
Yeah. And then from there, started wrestling with you guys, or whatever you want to call it, backyard wrestling.
Yeah, it was funny because we were trying to
basically just punching bag.
Yeah, we wanted everybody. We wanted to bring in more people. We had recruited Matt, and then we found out that he had a younger brother who's close within the age range, teenage, and so we're trying to get you. And Matt did not want you to join the TWA. Real quick, just anybody wonder what TWA mean? It's not the old air flight that went out of business. The air flight company, airplane company. What it originally stood for was, what was it? The trampoline, or wait, hold on. Trampoline wrestling amateurs. And then me and Thomas, my other friend that helped create that, changed it to the wrestling amateurs. And then we changed it to the wrestling All Stars. And then we changed that. Or no, we changed it to Trampoline Wrestling All Stars. Then we changed it to The Wrestling All Stars. Then we changed it to Theatric Wrestling All Stars. And that was the name of our cute little backyard wrestling club.
I thought it was Trampoline Wrestling Association.
Yeah, that was the original name.
Oh, okay.
That was the original
I didn't
name.
know about all the other changes.
Thomas's cousin, Drew, was like, oh, what's TWA stand for? Thomas's white ass. It's hilarious. But anyways, so we recruited Matt, and then we were trying to get more people. We recruited you in. And Matt did not want you to join the TWA because he just hated your guts. Did you guys have like a rivalry growing up, or did Matt just hate you?
I don't know. That was all in the past. I don't really think about it.
Yeah. So we can we talk about how we used to haze you a lot?
Oh yeah, I was just basically, you know that character in the ECW that just got beat up all the time. Forget what his name is.
I'm not certain.
Kid? No,
The Kid? I don't know.
something. Whatever character.
He was
I was basically that
a
character.
jobber.
Yeah, I was basically that character in the beginning.
Yeah, for anybody listening or watching, Robert, we were mean. We're mean teenage boys. We just
Bunch of assholes.
beat him up and stuff. But you know, I'm going to tell you, you know who your biggest fan was, though? Your biggest fan? Ivy Heitch. You know why? Because he used to be you before you became you.
Got it.
Like he was the young kid that looked up to us older kids, and we picked on him and beat him up. And then you came along and
got it off of him.
Oh,
yeah, but then
here's
Matt Good came along.
Well, Matt, yeah, but see the difference there though is like he always like acted because he was older, so he acted more mature and stuff. But when it came to like the physicality, yeah, he became like a human.
I always wonder
punching back
after we started hitting harder, why he never got away from that. Why he never got away from that
dramatic effect. Yeah. That's why I had to change the name to Theatrics, because that's what we were doing. We were all just, in comparison to real backyard wrestlers or real professional wrestlers or just any like wrestler, like real wrestlers.
Yeah,
probably all a bunch of like, if it's just being honest. And so we leaned more toward the dramatic, the theatrical, the storytelling, right? And the costumes and the characters and the voices.
That was my favorite part about it. I think the dressing up for it,
right? It's
not
like
necessarily,
Halloween, right?
yeah. That's kind of what got me into the Renaissance Festival, because I started going. They have one in Michigan. Well,
had one.
It's kind of limping around because of the pandemic.
Well, it should be fine, because if it's a Renaissance fair, everybody's dressed up. Everybody's going to wear masks. You just wear a mask,
right?
Wear a Renaissance mask.
Well,
you're good.
I was hoping to be able to go to this. Not to go off topic too much.
Please go off topic.
But I was hoping to be able to go to this last one this past year's, but they turned it into a drive-through type of thing, and it just it was not worth it.
A drive-through Renaissance
It
fair?
was not worth it. You might as well just donate.
Bunch of bitches.
It would have been better if they just said, "Please donate for this year. There's nothing we can do about it."
I mean, here's what I would have said. If it's because of COVID stuff, I understand there's an outbreak. So either A, have like major league, like, I don't know, health guidelines that people have to follow, masks, social distancing, or don't have it at all. A drive-through Renaissance fair. What do you do?
It would have been better if people just donated last year.
Drive up and they're like, "Oh, cool costume. Here's some ale." Like,
but previous years, I would make up like you know what a necromancer is?
I've heard the word. I don't know.
Okay, so it's basically it's a sorcerer who deals with the dead.
Okay,
raising zombies and whatnot.
Kind of like a witch doctor, right?
I guess so, kind of. Making zombies, but they just take out of their whatever their practice is. But this is more just straight sorcery. Get up, dead body. Now you're my slave, kind of thing.
Sweet.
But I would do that. I would have one of my other cousins do like makeup for me. I would have like a scar, but she would get it to where it looked like an actual gash and makeup to make it match my skin color, except for, just scar tissue. And I would do stuff like that every year up until last year. Very disappointed. Yeah. Is there anything like that here?
Yeah. We
Renaissance?
Have there's absolutely Renaissance fairs here. There's also Viking parties and all kinds of weird shit.
Okay.
All kinds of weird people to get into. Yeah, I have Actually, we had a friend that was on the podcast who, her and her husband host an annual Viking party every year. It's usually right after Halloween, which is excellent. Because like if you celebrate Halloween, you like dressing up and doing all that stuff, then you have that to look forward to. You get to dress up all over again. And you can dress up whatever you want, but generally people are dressing up medieval-esque, Viking-esque. And so you go in there and people have got armor on and bullhorns and swords and beards and all that cool.
My favorite part of it was not just the dressing up part, but the shows. There would be juggling comedy acts. There would be jousts, like not like an actual joust because that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But they'd have the turkey drumsticks. That was my favorite meal.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
I'm
like going Homer Simpson over here. Dude, did they have jesters at that?
There would be people that dressed up as jesters, but they didn't
Thomas
have
had
jesters.
To go there and dress up like
the magical jester would have been
around
perfect.
trying to like tickle people's butts.
You know,
hey there, I'm tickling your butt.
if the stupid pandemic ever blows over and he's up there, I need to get him to go.
Oh God,
he needs to bring that jester
that would be
vibe.
so funny. He's got like the goggles on. The magical jester we're talking about is a character from the back of wrestling that our friend Thomas did, dressed up in his sister's purple and black jester costume that she had, and then he wears swimming goggles, and then he talks like this with a really, really high-pitched voice. Hey there,
Slap
guys.
happy clown from hell.
Slap happy clown from hell is his subtitle, and his offense, basically the majority of his offense consists of just slapping people, and not just in the face, but like he slaps you everywhere. He's slapping you on the back, on the butt, on the balls, like wherever. He's just slapping you everywhere, and that's his offense. That's what he does. This would be a hilarious thing for him to do. The Renaissance Festival. I'm sure he'd probably get kicked out at some point.
Maybe, I don't know. If he's in character, they usually, as long as he's not like actually touching people left and right, slapping people, he'd be left alone. Be funny to see.
Yeah. But back to TW, back to our backyard stuff. So through the years, you were like our jobber guy. But then as time went on, you started kind of like coming your own. You got bigger and stuff like that. And we started letting you get some better storylines and all that good stuff.
Got over the don't hit me flinching crap.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never been in that situation, I guess. But I got over it over time. And then, tried to build more of his character up. Actually, a lot of my, I think in a way the TWA kind of helped me get over that kind of fear, I guess.
Or insecurity about being more confident.
Yeah, because it kind of helped me, like, even if I am afraid of a situation now, I'll just, I got to go in character mode right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You play that part, right?
I have, if nobody else is going to be bold, and if a situation arises where nobody else is taking the charge or whatever, I just have to, I'll be the one then, screw it.
Yeah.
And I'll be panicking the whole time, but I'll be hiding it.
Yeah. I remember that time, I don't know if you remember this, but you were probably like 15, maybe 14?
Except for certain situations that I can't control. Things, I'm not talking about people having guns or whatever, and it's dangerous. I mean, like, legal stuff that I have no control of.
Right.
But as far as like, he's got a gun or something like that, somebody has to stay calm. Somebody has to be, they're all panicking. Somebody's got to get them out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I remember one time that we were scuffling, you and me. Then I punched you in the face and you had a black eye.
You're talking about...
I punched you in the eye and then you got upset and then Jason told you to pray about it.
Was that at Thomas's?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
It was in his room? Yeah. I mean, in his room. Yeah, I remember that.
Terrible.
Jackass.
I was proud of myself, though. I still think about that and it gets me aroused. I'm kidding. Busting each other's balls. That's great. It's good stuff. What do you think was your favorite thing about doing our backyard wrestling skits? What was your favorite part of it?
I always enjoyed watching, nothing that I was in, but I always enjoyed watching like Blocko matches or anything with Shadow Man in it, because especially if the Hunter and Shadow Man are nobody's going to know what these are unless they look it up on YouTube.
Tell people real quick. Give a quick synopsis of who these two characters are.
So, for example, the Hunter and Shadow Man were basically from this shadowy organization or whatever, Assassin League. But anyway, we're in wrestling form now.
Mhm.
I always enjoyed watching them because they're so fast and they're so like fluent.
Yeah.
Almost on purpose, but most of it was by accident.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think that Shadow Man was the more like stealthy, fast, acrobatic one, but Blocko was more. I mean, he could get fast, but he was more like power and like.
I meant like the Hunter and Shadow Man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were still talking about Blocko.
Yeah, for sure. He's just a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And those are probably both my favorite characters, aside from who did I say the other?
The Hunter. I thought that's what you said.
Yeah. That's right. The Hunter. Those three are probably my favorite out of the veteran or whatever league rank.
The Hunter isn't your favorite because of. I'm not going to give it away who the Hunter is, but he's not your favorite because of that reason. Quotes.
I just liked how fast and fluent the matches are always, especially when he punched the shit out of Matt Good.
That was awesome. This character wears a mask, and he was having a match with our other friend Matt, and his mask got like
Matt.
It went sideways, and he couldn't see, so he was just blind swinging, and he punched our other friend Matt, and he just hit him right there on the button, on the jaw, on the chin, and just knocked him out. And it's funny because you can see the guy's head just like go limp, and it spins around and falls back. He legit knocked him out. It was awesome. Super. I think about that now. It gets me excited. Like
that match was hilarious too because everybody broke character. Everybody kept calling each other's names out. The announcements.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we were being such assholes. It was great. It's people probably think it's weird. I at this point I could care less who thinks it's weird or whatever. You.
There's an audience out there for everybody.
What was wonderful about us doing this backyard wrestling silliness is the fact that it was this fun, like brotherly, like thing. We had this like brotherhood, this is like our club, like what we did, and we let our hair down and we were funny and like, of course we were like fake fighting, but like we took some damage, man. I got hurt. Really,
I think the story
good.
part, the storytelling was the fun part.
Yeah, the storytelling, because we wrote like we had like a long narrative that surrounded like this core idea about this guy who ran this company, and like like I want to write a book about it called The Wrestling Diaries. Yeah, it'll be good stuff. So I feel like we created some really really good characters, and that we could have done like improv theater or something like that, because most of the stuff we did was like improvisation.
On the spot most of the time.
Improvisation. And I feel like we did it so much, it became fluid. We were very fluid with the way we did it. We just get out there, we just kind of know what to say, talk to do, and, just kind of take it from there. It was fun stuff. What was what would you say the worst injury you ever sustained doing that was, if you remember?
I don't know about injury, but when you did a freaking full-on backbreaker to me on the trampoline. Yeah. It wasn't necessarily an injury, but it hurt. I was Sandman. I think I was. You were Myth.
Oh, huh.
It was just one of those.
It's just like I guess he's my friend, but I don't care what's about to happen to his body. I feel like Thomas did that to Ivy a lot.
If you watch the video, you'll see my back just.
Yeah.
My ribs pop.
We took some major league damage. I remember when I wrestled your brother in that hardcore match. He threw like this. First he punched me in the face, so that like busted my mouth open.
Mm-hmm.
I was bleeding pretty good. And then he had there was like this the thing that the big like saran wrap comes on, like the big industrial ones, the really hard cardboard.
Yeah,
and he just threw it. And it bounced off my face, and it made a thud. It was like, doom, off of my face. It was like, doom. And that just like, and I just remember like being there and like, there like blood was pouring out of my mouth. And there's just like a small puddle of blood. God, I wanted to kill your brother so bad. It busted my gum open, like it split my lip in half.
You talking about the hacks
Hacksmith
match.
championship match. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one was a brutal one.
God, all that blood.
I didn't
was
like
awesome.
watching it,
It was awesome.
and I was the ref.
That was enough blood to like. That was like a triple shot of blood. Like that's how much blood it was. Just like this puddle. I remember Ivy being like, "Oh my god, dude, you're bleeding," and I was like, "No shit, I'm bleeding." He just threw this like 10-pound like saran wrap thing piece of like it was cardboard, but it was like that thick. Like you could f somebody up with this thing, and he threw it at me, and it like hit me right in the face. No shit, I was bleeding, bro.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, get wrecked. That stuff was really good, man. I feel like doing that stuff really helped to kind of knit us and keep us closely tight together. You know, it gave us like this. I don't know. It was kind of like this catalyst to our friendship, to all of our friendships. You know, because from there we're always like together, hanging out at each other's houses, skateboarding, doing filming skits, backyard wrestling, going to Taco Bell. Like those are some good pastimes, man. That like if I'm being 100% honest with you, Robert. Those are probably some of the best times in my life. Like I think back. I mean, the times now are really, really awesome. I'm just saying, like, we were young.
Stuff you can't just forget.
Yeah,
at least not
it's
easily.
Great. And we weren't adults yet, right? So you don't have to worry about like working and adulting and getting into life and all this bullshit.
Relationship.
But like all
bills.
we ever had time for was each other, and there's something. I guess it's the freedom that's very attractive about that. That freedom that we had.
Freedom of creativity.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of us, you know, went on to do other things, mostly with music, you know, like Jason and Ivy were in like multiple bands and things like that. You want some more of this, dude? A little swig of this?
Sure, why not?
Matt,
mostly
sure
in the beginning, it was mostly I just wanted to hang out, obviously.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like 5th season, I think was my favorite. No, not my favorite, but my favorite participation point, I guess. Now let's still explain that because I was actually more confident with my characters, I guess. I think I lacked that before, and that's basically why I was punching bag.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching everyone else's matches though, big time.
Yeah, there's a lot of intensity, a lot of aggression, a lot of drama in that last season, right? That we did.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, because it was our final. Like people listen to this, even if you think it's weird. Like essentially, what we're talking about, though, more important. Like if you dig into the deepness of it, you get to the core of it. This is just talking about like this is brotherhood. This is exactly what it is. It's like I had a conversation with Jason about this. This is our backyard wrestling. It wasn't just us being silly, immature teenagers and young adults dressing up in costumes and fake fighting on a trampoline like a bunch of pussies. But it was connection. It was our brotherhood, man. It's like this, like
it was something to look forward to.
It's this catapult to our friendship. It just like, yeah, and it's. I feel like it has a large part to do with what's kept us all so tightly knitted together. I mean, like the fact that I'm doing this podcast now, the series podcast, and Matt is doing all the tech work on it. The beginning stages of the Wrestling Diaries now is from what we were doing in the backyard wrestling. Like you said the other day, you said you're like, oh, it's kind of like, you know, you're like the Al Franklin character.
Yeah.
For anybody wondering, the Al Franklin character was like he did interviews. He interviewed the wrestlers, blah blah blah, and I played that character. But like, yeah, so like the precursor to this show was us doing the backyard wrestling stuff, and so like, you know, we owe it a great homage. One day, like when we're very successful, like I mean, I have to look back, and that's the thanks I have to give. It's the fact that we did this backyard wrestling stuff. It's really important. It goes a lot deeper than what people think if they're listening to this and they actually believe what we're saying. But you know,
we're just
yeah, we're just full. Don't listen to us. We're just totally full of. We're all drunk. We just shot up heroin before the show started. We're floating. We don't know what we're talking about. There's no backyard wrestling. We just made all that up. That's how creative your mind gets when you're just inebriated with lots of chemicals. What is this thing you're wearing on your shirt, man? What is that?
That obsidian in the shape of a wolf claw. But all right, so I guess I'll go into that. So during the past about 5 years, I've been getting into technically it's considered witchcraft, but
sweet.
I'm more I'm more like or less experiment with things.
Mhm.
See if this works. If it doesn't work, throw it out. If this particular thing works, I'll keep it. I don't worship the devil or anything like that.
He doesn't worship him, but the devil does have him by the balls.
So,
Just wanna put that out there.
so for example, I'd make a lot of teas.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they're potions, but it's just science. You just
I feel like we're talking about the Legend of Zelda here.
so, and that started with I have heartburn issues like GERD, gastric.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's from eating a lot of growing up.
Sure.
Soda, whatever, and not in moderation. So one of my cousins, actually, I think first it was my sister who got me interested, and then I was talking to my cousin about it. I'm not going to name names right now because I don't know if I have permission to do that or not. So again, there's no devil worship or anything like that. It's just herbs.
Gotcha.
Just blend them together. Research what it is. Don't just throw in a pot and say, hopefully it works. My willpower will make it work. There's also a matter of what is this plant good for? What does it benefit in the body? Does it affect?
It sounds like you're talking about herbalism. I don't know if that's actually a word.
Yeah, but
it's
there's also
like an herbalist. An herbalist would like know all about this stuff.
I would probably be classed as like a green witch, I guess, or whatever, or a hedge witch or whatever. But anyway, I just experiment with different plants, different herbs to see, okay, I don't like taking pills. I'm trying to get away from taking pills and seeing the doctor as much as possible because for the most part, yeah, they're necessary, but they're also they're also responsible for a lot of addicts over prescribing that doesn't need to be prescribed when all they have to do is just research that individual's body.
Yeah, that's true. But also, and playing devil's advocate about that, not all like general medical doctors.
That's why I say they're necessary.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are legitimately trying to help you with your health, and they're not gonna like bullshit you around and stuff like that.
I agree.
It's just you have to do your research on the doctors you're seeing too. That's a big thing.
Yep, research is key.
Yeah,
but I'll see if this works, then I'll keep it in my arsenal, or if you will. As far as like stones and things, that's just more of I'm experimenting with it right now. So for example, this is good for, supposedly, if you believe in it, this is good for warding off negative energy, keeping you grounded. Now a lot of that has to do with your mind also, but that can be a whole hours long worth of stuff, and I don't have any of my information. It's not memorized. You know what I mean?
My friend Rain, she was on a couple episodes back. She had she was holding crystals or something like that.
Yeah,
but she wasn't a devil worshiper like you are. She's a Christian, so you.
For example, besides my ring, none of this is for decoration.
Mm-hmm. It's for health.
I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real stuff in that. I mean, people might. It's not like a bunch of malarkey or whatever. Like there's
not all of it.
There's some stuff that's like pretty hokum, but like there's legitimate science in it. Like there's like the earth is magnetized and the earth has electricity.
Yeah.
You go outside.
There's a thing called grounding.
Yeah. You go outside. Yeah. Grounding or earthing. You're literally taking in, free electrons from the earth. And that's a legitimate thing. Like, I'm not making it up. You can go research it, go Google it right now. They did scientific study on it. There's a book called, I think it's called Earthing. And it lays the facts about that kind of stuff. I don't know. It doesn't talk about like crystals and rocks and all that stuff, but it talks about like, the energy and the health that you can get from connecting with the earth, and it doesn't have anything to do with religion or bullshit or witchcraft or any of that. It's legitimate. Like they went through scientists, they studied this, they did blood work. Like, check it out. It's a really great book, Earthing. But anyways, continue on.
Well, that's basically it.
What about the shirt you're wearing? Naruto. You watch that cartoon?
I like a lot of anime.
Yeah.
Naruto and Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, the classic
Which
American anime.
Eventually, I'm getting Imran, the dragon.
Yeah.
Half of his face and half of
Sweet.
the Nine-Tails fox demon
That's badass, dude.
here somewhere.
Shinron. Yeah.
Just
Making
because
a wish. You gonna have the Dragon Balls on there too?
I'm gonna leave that up to the artist
Mm.
to come up with a concept. I just told him I need those faces. Whatever else, have fun.
Nice.
Supposed to be getting an appointment for that when I get back up to Michigan.
Mr. Robert Roy. I gave your last name out. Who cares? Whatever. Your last name will already be on here. I say that.
I don't care about that.
You're the first person that I've
As
actually
long
got
as
your
I don't
last
have
name
my
right.
location out there, that's different.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm probably going to put your address, your blood type, your credit card
Son of a
numbers,
bitch.
your debit card number, a picture of your I'm going to put it all out there when I post this. Oh, my God. I love it. Sir, my good friend, my old friend. We've been friends since we were kids, and you're also the brother to my other best friend. Robert, what are you wrestling with, man? What are the things that you deal with personally? The demons in your closet, under your bed that you wrestle with, you fight with, you try to beat.
Kind of a double-edged sword.
What do you mean?
Or maybe not edged sword. Life. That could be both good or bad.
Yeah, elaborate.
So I said I felt like the past 5 years have been nothing but a string of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, instead of just moping about it, sitting in defeat, just rocking back and forth in a corner, I just moved forward from it. It happened. Like, bad luck happens. I'm not going to go into details with all of it, but it's kind of hard to answer because it's just, life just happens. It is what it is.
I mean, what do you think that, like, what are things that you are still insecure about? What are things that when you think about it, you're like, oh man, I don't really have confidence in this. What is that stuff? If you can talk about it.
Only way I know how to answer that is I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know.
Nice. I know what I know and I know what I don't know. The things that you wrestle with, sometimes they're, I don't know. There's so much a part of your being that it's really hard to kind of like encapsulate it. Like
it's
really
a
kind of
canvas for learning.
Yeah, it really is. What kind of legacy do you think you want to leave, though? I've asked this. This is like kind of a new question that I asked. But like, when you're gone one day, whenever that will be, hopefully a very, very, very long time from now. What do you want people to look back on and they say, "Oh, Robert Roy." ... What does somebody sing at your funeral? What do they read on your eulogy? What's the legacy?
Not to get conceited or anything like that, but
go ahead.
My hope is that wherever I go and the people that I meet, they get some sense of positivity, I guess. They take something from our encounter, whether it's me helping them with something or they just like, I didn't think of something that way. If say we were in whoever it is, we're in a conversation, I hope that I don't leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth. It's kind of hard to do with everybody because you can't please people. If they're going to be immature about something, if they want to argue about something, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't help everybody.
People find stuff to be upset about.
Yeah, exactly. But my hope is that the people that I do encounter, I leave some kind of positivity, however that is.
Nice. And then you said earlier in the show that you have like a daughter. What impression do you want to leave on her as her father and as a man and as a person that she looks up to?
Well, she's already in a better direction. Not that I've made like huge mistakes. Most of my stuff's just circumstantial. I just hope that she, with guidance, I guess gets what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And treats people well. Other than that, whatever she wants to do in life, I will be there to hopefully financially provide. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
If she's going to be a serial killer or whatever, well, you're on your own, lady.
Dad, I need some money. I got to buy these hacksaws. These bones are going to cut themselves.
But and I don't want her to be pressured into you have to fit in the box that you're provided with. We can provide our own open box, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in finality to that, she's watching this. It's like 20 years later. She's a grown woman, right? You're gone because I killed you because you pissed me off.
Yeah.
And she's watching this. What is your message to her, to your little girl? What do you say to her? She's a grown woman now. She's watching this podcast. She's listening to it. She's like, oh my God, I found Dad's podcast. You gotta listen to this. What's going on with it? What do you say to her?
I did my best. I hope what I did helped you, provided you with a path to what you think makes you happy. I love you.
Boom. Excellent. It's like the double cherry on top of the ice cream sundae, man, with extra chocolate syrup. It's good stuff, dude. So glad you came on the show, brother. So glad you came on the show, man. Really great. Really great to have like a really close friend that I grew up with on the show. Although, you know what I've learned from doing the show, Robert, is that like even the people that I meet, like random strangers. The last episode that we had on here, this guy, you know, I'd never met the guy before. He pulled up and we shook hands and we chatted for a sec. And I feel like what it does is it's like I'm meeting a lot of people that have a lot of qualities that have wonderful built-in internal friend radars, and I just like sense this through them. I know this sounds kind of weird, but it makes me feel more connected to people. Like I feel like I'm learning more about people than I ever have by just having a conversation with them. And I guess that's what's really powerful about it, right, man? The power of like actually being able to just talk to somebody. Even if you have disagreements, even if you disagree with whatever, you disagree with politics, with religion, with the way you raise your children, or the family you have, the friends you have, I don't know, the kind of roast beef you like you find that like we're all like, we're built from the same mold. And I feel like that's really important. And it's very much missing. I say this a lot. I know it's redundant, but I guess it's the point of the show, right? This is what people wrestle with, is that thing. Is wrestling against like trying to be accepted with other people. And some people get so mad they forget about being like empathy, right? You forget about like, you're so pissed off at somebody because they don't do what you want, or they don't like what you like, that you forget that they're a human being like you. They shit, they piss, they cry, and they die one day, just like you. And when you think about that, it's really important. The last podcast I wrote, the guy, he was talking about a quote from a psychologist. I don't remember exactly, but I'd said that, you know, everybody thinks they're standing on different islands, but really our feet are touching all the same sand. And there's something really, really powerful about that, dude. So, do you want to plug in anything, man? You want to plug in your social media?
I got nothing going on.
You want to give people your,
yet.
Well, I was going to give people your credit card information, so don't worry about that. I'll take care of that.
Cutting that off tomorrow. Yeah.
You cut credit cards up. Damn that, Mitchell. Do anything just to get a good gag, a good prank. Somebody charged like $5,000 and they bought like a bunch of internet stuff. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Yep.
Hey, can I kiss you? I just want one kiss. Just one kiss. Appreciate you, brother. Love you, brother.
Don't
cut this out. This is extra funny. What are we doing? You gonna grab my nut? Here we go. You want to just pound it? He pounded it. He didn't want to shake my hand. He
shake hands.
He doesn't want to kiss me.
I either hug or do fist bumps.
He doesn't want to kiss me.
Handshakes are too formal.
He doesn't want to shake. Well, I'll hug you right now before I even sign the show off. Right now. How dare you let me kiss you, Robert? Jesus. What's wrong with you? I really appreciate you being on the show, man. Really appreciate it, dude. Look forward to you coming back sometime soon. Moving back.
Hopefully soon.
We'll make some stuff happen, dude. We'll do some cool stuff together. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you didn't, I don't care either. You know, this is for me. And my good friend Robert here, Matt's brother. We're all like connected. We're brothers. We have a bond that's much thicker than blood, and that's really important. Do you have people like that in your life? If you do, think about
I
it
hope
right
so.
now.
Everybody should have people like that.
If you don't, think about it. Who do you have in your life that you're not blood related to, that you would fight for, that you die for? I probably wouldn't die for Robert, but but you know, who is it? Your brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever hood, the hood. What is it? Check us out on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Check us out on our audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Follow us. Show us some love. It's really important. This was another episode of the Wrestling Diaries. And tell me, what do you wrestle with? And how can you beat it? One love.